everybody. Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you my paint box. Here it is. If you're wondering what a paint box is, it basically is a box with paintbrushes, palettes of paint, and paint colors. Now, first up, we're going to focus on the palette. They are. First, we're going to focus on this palette. Here's the first palette. It's really colorful. It has many flowers, bugs, trees, and butterflies. I really enjoy this palette. Now, let's open it. Here we go. Now that I opened it, this palette is pretty good. Only it's a little dirty, and not all of the colors are super full anymore. I also don't have any brush. So it's okay, but I wouldn't rate it the best. This is the other side of the front. Now let's get to the next palette. Here we go. This one doesn't have such of a fun front and back. It's just a really dark blue. Let's open it. The inside, once again, is a little dirty, but it's supposed to be like that. If you've already used it, the paint will splatter all the ways. It has many colors, a deep dark side of colors, and a pretty light side of colors. This is handy if you're organizing your colors. And this is the other side of the top. Let's get to the next palette. This is the last palette, and definitely not my favorite because it's so dirty. This one I also like because you can see through the cover. So you can see that there is a paintbrush in this one, luckily. And you can see all of the colors, although I believe there's one here that you can't see. Now let's open it. There you have it. This one's the last palette, so our last chances to see these colors. Take this off first. Cool. Now, these are a little messy as you see, but like I said before, with the other palette, it doesn't really matter. That always happens with paint. Like I said before I opened it, I love that it has this brush. The other ones didn't have it because we kept on losing those brushes, but now we have one with it. It is a little small, so hard to paint with if you have big things that you want to paint. I'd say it's pretty decent. Let's go to the brushes. We don't have much to talk about brushes, so this is going to be quick. You don't need to talk a lot about the brushes. These are my big brushes. They're handy if you have a big thing and you don't want to have those tiny brushes, except for when you're tracing the outside. Like if you're drawing a heart and you want to color it in with paint, then you first use those thin ones, and then you color it in with these thick ones. Now, there's not much to talk about paintbrushes, so let's get to the little one. You probably noticed these are different sizes, and they're really small, especially this one. That one would be the one that you'd use for outlines, or not exactly outlines, but tracing over the outlines so that your big ones don't go over it. Now, there's not much to talk about it, like I said earlier, so let's get to colors. Doing it by brand, not by color. Sorry for the people who wanted it by color, but this is what I'm thinking of. Now, if you wanted that I did the palette colors, I'm not going to do it with the colors, but you already saw the palettes, so it's good enough, right? Let's dive into these. Here we have them. Now, the colors I have here are blue, pink, orange, and green. Once again, there's not much to talk about paints, but these are really nice and smooth. They're not watercolor colors like you'll find in palettes. You just open it up, or you can grab a little bowl that's fine to get dirty and put that in it. Now, let's get to the next color. So many colors, or at least just for one frame. I need a special lighting for this, so now I need to hold the camera a little down. So, like I said before, there's not much to talk about these paints. All the paints we have is a purplish pinkish, a dark blue, a green, a white, a black, a red, and a yellow. Now, these are pretty fun, and I'd recommend them too. Now, let's get to the last pair of paints. Here we have some paints in tubes. We have white, red, blue, yellow, green, a peaches color, and red. What? 2 reds? Okay. Now, these tubes are not too big, not too small. They're just pretty long. They're like a little thin, but that means that they're longer, so they have pretty much paint in it. I like it pretty much, and it's an acrylic color. So, now we're done. Remember to subscribe.